really early years, childhood experience. You're amazingly close. Yeah. And yes, you know.
Shot family, and we generally mean it when it's a shot family, because over 10 years we're going to have a big family.
A royal bombshell, and the quiet beginning of Chanjit started with complete silence. Then, out of nowhere, the royal family's official website posted a short message. A formal announcement will be made at 6 p.m. That was it. No extra information, no press release, no hint at what it could mean. But for people who follow the royal family closely, this was a big deal. When the palace says something without any background or explanation, something major is usually happening. Journalists across the country jumped into action. They rushed to Buckingham Palace, set up cameras outside, and started guessing. Was it about King Charles's health? Was someone stepping down from royal duties? Was there another scandal? The British public and, honestly, the world waited in suspense. At exactly 6 p.m., something strange happened. A video popped up on the royal channel, but it didn't show King Charles. It didn't even show Queen Camilla. Instead, there stood Prince William and Princess Kate in a softly lit room at Kensington Palace. No red carpet, no grand music, just them, alone. William began speaking. He didn't sound overly formal. He sounded calm, thoughtful, and firm. The monarchy is not just a symbol, he said. It's a responsibility. These weren't the usual royal words that sound nice but mean very little. William seemed ready to say something that mattered. Then Kate stepped forward. Dressed simply and speaking clearly, she added, "This isn't about tradition, it's about trust." People were shocked. This wasn't a routine royal message. It was something bigger. They didn't wait for others to speak for them. They were taking the lead. Kate then announced something completely new. The Diana Initiative. Named after Princess Diana, it's a global charity effort focused on service, compassion, and honesty, qualities Diana was known for. But this wasn't just a tribute. Kate would lead it personally. She wouldn't just attend meetings or appear. In photos, she would go out to shelters, meet families, and listen to those who often go unheard. This showed that Kate wasn't trying to become like Diana. She was trying to continue what Diana started, in her own way. The initiative focused on mental health, help for poor families, and rebuilding trust between the royal family and the public. This was the moment many people realized. This wasn't just about charity. This was the beginning of a big shift in how the royal family works. The press quickly gave it a name, the Modern Monarchy Blueprint. The main ideas behind this plan: relevance, transparency, and presence. William and Kate wanted to focus less on ceremonial traditions like ribbon cuttings, and more on things that matter, like fighting climate change, helping young people, and improving education. This was different from what we usually see from royals. They were no longer just showing up to smile and wave. They wanted to do real work. People around the world praised the announcement. Social media exploded. The term People's Queen started trending again, a name once used for Princess Diana, now being used for Kate. But something strange happened at Buckingham Palace. There was complete silence. No congratulatory statement from King Charles. No shared photo from Queen Camilla. No mention of the Diana Initiative on the royal family's official page. Behind the scenes, people started whispering about confusion and tension. It was reported that King Charles didn't understand what William and Kate had done. What did they do? He reportedly asked his aides. Camilla, on the other hand, was even more upset. She saw Kate's tribute to Diana not just as honoring the past, but as taking the spotlight away from her. For years, Camilla had worked to fix her image after Diana's tragic death and her own involvement in the royal drama. And now, all that attention had shifted again. Right back to Diana's legacy, through Kate. But Kate didn't stop for approval. Her next moves spoke louder than any press release. Just days after the announcement, she visited a teen mental health center and then a women's shelter, both unannounced, with no media, no official photos. The only photos that appeared were posted by people who met her. One young girl said, "She looked me in the eye. She didn't talk down to us." That one sentence touched more people than any royal speech ever could. It was raw, real, and powerful. Royal silence, private tension, and public support, while the public praised Kate and William's new approach. The reaction inside the royal palace was very different. King Charles was said to be deeply unsettled. His reign had just begun, and already people were talking more about William and Kate than the king and queen. He had waited his whole life for this role, and now the attention was shifting somewhere else, not because of drama or controversy, but because William and Kate were simply doing things differently, and the public liked it. Camilla, according to royal insiders, was more than unsettled. She was frustrated and even angry. She reportedly asked palace officials to bring the Diana Initiative under official royal control. That way, it would be managed like any other royal charity. But royal advisors were quick to say no. They believed that any move like that would make Camilla and the king look jealous or like they were trying to control something people already loved. So, they chose silence instead. But that silence only made things worse. The lack of support from the top made William and Kate's efforts look even more genuine and independent. It made the contrast between the old monarchy and the new vision even clearer. Inside Kensington Palace, William wasn't surprised by the coldness, but he was hurt. He expected at least a word of encouragement or a simple acknowledgement from his father. Instead, he got nothing. But he didn't complain. He didn't hold a press conference or leak any stories to the media. He simply moved forward. He told his staff, "This isn't a discussion, it's a strategy." He wasn't trying to start a fight. He was trying to fix something that had been broken for a long time. William had watched his mother suffer in silence. He had watched his wife go through the same thing. The royal family had followed the same script for generations. Stay quiet, never explain, never complain. But William knew that silence had hurt too many people. He was ready to change that. And people noticed. After the Diana Initiative was announced, more royal aides began requesting meetings through Kensington Palace instead of Buckingham. Photographers started following William and Kate more than Charles and Camilla. Younger royals began asking how they could be part of the new plan. There were no official announcements about power shifting, but everyone could see it. Influence was slowly moving in a new direction. Kate made sure that the Diana Initiative would be run differently than any other royal charity before. Every donation, every expense, every event would be tracked, recorded, and shared publicly. Kate insisted on it. "If we're asking for trust," she reportedly told her team, "we should prove we've earned it." Those words became a guide for everything the initiative would do. But transparency wasn't just about money, it was about purpose. Kate and William didn't want to be seen attending events just for show. They wanted to understand the problems people were facing and find real solutions. William began attending climate workshops in small communities affected by flooding and drought. He didn't come as a royal guest. He came as a listener with a notepad and no bodyguards flanking every side. At one event, a child asked him, "Are you here to help or just to be seen?" William answered, "To help. That's what I'm supposed to do. And if I don't do it, tell me." That clip, captured by a local volunteer, went viral. People were surprised by his honesty and by the fact that he wanted feedback, not applause. This wasn't just about charity anymore. It was about reshaping what it means to be royal in the modern world. Kate continued, leading from the front. She organized closed-door meetings with experts in maternal health care, mental wellness, and child education. She didn't invite cameras. She didn't wear expensive gowns. She listened. One of her most quoted lines came during a meeting with mothers who had lost babies during childbirth. She said, "Too often, we wait for pain to become public before we act. I'd rather listen before someone suffers in silence." That line appeared in newspapers around the world, not because it was dramatic, but because it was honest. Kate and William weren't trying to be perfect. They were trying to be present. That's what people appreciated. And slowly, this new approach to service started spreading. Other royals began asking for guidance from the Diana Initiative team. They wanted to learn how to serve better, how to make their work more meaningful. It was no longer about performing royalty, it was about practicing responsibility. And for many people watching from the outside, it felt like history was finally turning a corner. The future of the crown and the philosophy of action, what William and Kate started with the Diana Initiative, has grown into something much bigger. It's not just a program or a campaign. It's a complete change in how the royal family could work. In the future, instead of focusing on appearances, titles, and traditions, this new model focuses on purpose, people, and presence. The young royals aren't waiting for the spotlight. They're creating their own space to make real changes. That's why this movement has caught the world's attention. It's not about who wears the crown. It's about who chooses to serve with meaning. Kate's approval ratings have soared to levels not seen since Diana's time. She's being called the people's queen again, not because of fashion, but because of her actions. And Williams.com, leadership is gaining respect not just in the UK, but globally. The idea of royalty is changing, and they're leading that change from within. Meanwhile, King Charles continues to observe. According to reports, he has shared feelings of sadness not because William is succeeding, but because he feels like the world's attention has already moved on from his time. "I've waited my whole life for this," he told one aide, "and now the spotlight is gone." But this isn't about taking something away, it's about building something new. William and Kate are not trying to rebel. They're trying to repair. They are trying to build a royal family that listens, learns, and leads with compassion. The Diana Initiative stands as a symbol of that mission. It started as a tribute, but it has become the foundation of a new way forward. What makes this story even more powerful is how ordinary people have started to feel more connected to the royal family again. For years, many felt that the monarchy was distant, living in castles and attending ceremonies while the public struggled with real problems like rising living costs, mental health issues, and lack of support in communities. But with the launch of the Diana Initiative, people are finally seeing royals who want to walk beside them, not above them. That connection is what made Princess Diana so beloved. She didn't act like she was better than anyone. She shook hands with the sick, hugged crying mothers, and visited people others ignored. And now, decades later, Kate is doing the same but in her own quiet, modern way. One major difference this time is technology and transparency. Everything Kate and William do is being recorded, documented, and shared not just by official media, but by the people they visit. Social media plays a big part. When someone sees the future queen walking into a shelter without security guards or fancy clothes, and speaking with care and attention, they post it online. Those small moments go viral, and suddenly, millions of people around the world feel something real from a royal family that has often felt out of reach. The Diana Initiative's official channels have also made it clear that every donation will be publicly accounted for. People can see where the money goes, who it helps, and what results are achieved. That level of openness is rare, not just in royal foundations but in most public institutions. This honest and transparent approach is why younger generations are starting to pay attention. Young people, especially in the UK, often feel disconnected from the monarchy, but now they're seeing something different. They're seeing two royal figures who care about climate change, mental health, child welfare, and education that matter to the future. This isn't about wearing crowns and waving from balconies anymore. It's about showing up, doing the work, and standing beside the people. This approach could reshape how the next generation sees the monarchy. If they believe that royals can be leaders, listeners, and helpers, not just figureheads, then the future of the monarchy might survive and even thrive in a modern world. Even behind palace walls, people are beginning to accept that this isn't just a trend, it's the new way forward. Some royal staff who were once hesitant are now supporting the initiative fully. Other family members are being encouraged to take part in similar outreach efforts. The ripple effect has begun, and it's getting stronger. And while King Charles may feel like his moment was brief, he may one day look back and realize that the future he hoped for his family is actually being built. Just in a different way than expected, quietly, kindly, and with purpose.